box. So this is basically an information box where the girls can access information on NHM. UP has this Kishori Suraksha Yojana or scheme, which focuses on delivering key menstrual hygiene messages to school-going girls from classes 6 to 12, appraising them of the importance of using good quality sanitary pads, hygiene, use and disposal practices. The state has also trained ASHA and ANM, who are the frontline workers, to provide information and support to adolescent girls on. So this is the adolescent corner. So similar MHM corners have been, or girls corner have been found in MP, where MP, Bihar, Gujarat, where these corners are basically where girls are encouraged to talk about menstruation. They have discussions on various topics. Sometimes they even create pad banks if their school doesn't have access to sanitary napkins. They have created child groups, and they have nodal teachers who have been engaged in creating awareness. So this is basically information exchange quiz for MHM for the girls. Now we go on to talk about menstrual hygiene products. What are the menstrual hygiene products that are existing in the Indian market? Okay. And what materials do they use? What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of all of these? So, what are menstrual hygiene products? Menstrual hygiene products or materials are those used to catch menstrual flow, such as cloths, reusable and disposable pads, menstrual cups, and tampons. So basically, they can be categorized under two heads: disposable products, which is single-use products, disposable sanitary pads and tampons, and compostable sanitary pads come under these. Reusable products are products that can be. What happened?
We cannot able to see the presentation.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I
okay.
can hear only your audio voice.
It's now okay.
Presentation.
The presentation is okay now.
Okay.
See, participants don't present your present now button, please.
Yeah, I think somebody.
Participant.
Mega test is appearing.
No. Participants, please don't present now. Don't present the present now button, please. Jenny,
Yeah.
you can present now, Jenny.
Yes. Can you? Okay. So have you been able to see the images, the photos?
Just presenting. Just wait.
Yeah, photos of the participation we are able to see, but not the presentation.
Even now, you are not able to see it. Okay.
Just getting.
We can able to see the participant images.
Okay. No, I have not switched the screen. That's why.
Clicking not the presentation.
Now it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have
Yes.
You have been able to see
Now it's okay, ma'am.
Visible.
Yeah. You can continue.
Have you been able to see the images that I was talking about before this?
Yeah. That are all fine.
Okay. So disposable products and reusable products. So under reusable products are products that can be used multiple times, which are sanitary pads made of cloth, basically cotton cloth or microfiber, and menstrual cups. So we start with talking about disposable sanitary products. Here comes your commercial products such as whiskers, Stay Free, etc., and of course tampons. So these are made of materials which are absorbent, which are usually wood pulp, which is the core absorbent. The super absorbent polymers, polypropylene and polyethylene are the other products that are materials that are used in this. Some of the advantages of these disposable sanitary pads and tampons is that it's available in many parts of the country. It's available in many places. Low cost, it's a low cost product, and therefore a lot of options are available. Free distribution or sale at highly subsidized rates makes the sanitary pads more affordable. So this is what we usually find in all the stores all over India. There are some disadvantages to it, which is limited disposal and waste management solutions for these one-time pads. Quality of these pads may be questionable. The usage of single pad may be extended beyond reasonable times, which means that people do not change pads at regular intervals. Therefore, it leads to leakage, irritation, and even infections many times. Toxic shock syndrome, which is
I'm not able to see the
Just a minute. At Jyoti Kitchen. Who is that Jyoti Kitchen? Please stop presenting Jyoti Kitchen.
I think somebody is trying to
Jyoti Kitchen.
present again,
That's
so
you again start presenting. Please, participants,
Okay.
stop presenting. You are now present.
Oh,
okay. So toxic shock syndrome is one of the biggest danger associated with tampons.
Your voice only
and,
coming now. Presentation is just present.
Can you hear me?
Voice coming, presentation not yet.
no, okay.
Again.
Your presentation you again.
So now we can see that. Sir,
Sir?
Swami sir, we can read the presentation.
You see?
Yeah.
Then
Yes,
continue.
yes,
That may be
yes.
some problem with me. Okay, continue, ma'am.
Okay. Now I.
You're getting ready.
Yes, yes. Now we are able to see that.
Okay. So then we go on to compostable sanitary pads, which is also a part of disposable sanitary pads. Here you can talk about the sanitary pads which are compostable in nature and are made of materials such as natural fibers, such as banana fiber, etc., that absorbs menstrual blood. It's also made of wood pulp, pine, or other absorbent fibers. For leak-proof wear, they usually use polyethylene or compostable alternatives. The advantages of these pads are that these are more easily compostable than other disposable pads, therefore causing less waste and environmental pollution. New developments have taken place to manufacture low-cost, high-quality, and fully compostable products. But still, this product continues to be priced quite high. They are quite expensive. There is it's also that in order to have this product, you have to have certain quality certification from recognized agency, which is also an advantage to it. The disadvantage to compostable sanitary pads are that, as I said, it's high cost, limited availability. It's not there in grocery shops and all. You have to get it online from particular websites. Many products marketed as eco-friendly or biodegradable do not have the quality certification. They just put the name as organic or compostable sanitary pads, but they don't have the necessary certifications, which we don't look out for, which is also a big disadvantage. The last is use of single pad maybe extend it's the same as the one in the previous one. If you don't change pads at regular interval, this may lead to leakage, irritation, and even infection many a times. Then we go on to reusable sanitary products. The first we talk about cloth pads, microfiber pads. So the materials used are usually cotton, polyester, and other absorbent fabrics. You also have polyurethane laminates in here. The advantage is that it reduces waste. It's very easy to wash, dry, and store. There are antimicrobial properties in it. Leak-proof layers to provide protection against leakages. Quality certification are provided from recognized agency. Disadvantages, as discussed before, even in compostable, these products are usually very expensive. They are not available in all the places, therefore it's not easy to access them. Quality of the pads again questionable, and as said before, if you don't change it at regular intervals, it leads to leakage, irritation, and infections. The last is menstrual cups, which also come under reusables. Menstrual cups are mainly made of medical grade silicone. It causes minimal waste or in fact zero waste. Quality certification has to be from recognized agencies. Advantages, limited availability. It's not found anywhere in the grocery stores or any stores. It has to be found only online, and they don't deliver it at all places, so that's a availability problem. Then they are quite expensive, because they are one-time cost. These menstrual cups go on for approximately 5 to 10 years if you take care of them, and therefore they are cost high. But if you compare it with the commercial products that we use over a period of time, it's actually quite cheaper, but people always see at one time cost. So the one time cost is at least 500 rupees minimum for a menstrual cup, so therefore it's expensive. Needs to be inserted vaginally, therefore it is not accepted to many users. At many cultures, it's not acceptable. People may be uncomfortable touching it because the process of using a menstrual cup is to insert it by hand and to take it out every time by hand. So therefore, many women or girls don't like to use it.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Any issues with the presentation?
No. You go ahead. Somebody's. You go ahead.
Okay, so quality of the cup may be questionable if the medical grade silicone is not up to the mark. The quality of the cup is questionable. Unclean cups, or because what happens in menstrual cup is you can use menstrual cup from 6 to 12 hours, 10 hours, sorry, 6 to 10 hours at one go, and you usually don't leak, so there's no problem of leakage or the blood coming out. Therefore, girls tend to forget to change it. So they leave for long interval of time, which are harmful for hygiene and can be associated with infections. So this is all about products. The last we go on to strategy and moving forward post-pandemic situation on NHN. Strategy to be adopted from the states are the first that we will talk about. So
The presentation is not coming. It's not appearing. Yeah, not our.
No, it's coming.
Okay.
Just make it. Yeah.
Share again, please.
can you see now?
Just
No,
get it.
yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So what are the strategies that we can adopt in the various other states that are working on MHM? One such thing is formation of a functional task force, like the one we just saw in Andhra Pradesh, where there are participation by all major government stakeholders, and there is therefore convergence, coverage of wider population, a target group, and therefore there is no duplication of work also. That is one major point that we can adopt from other states. The second would be exploring solutions for biodegradable sanitary pads. So what happens is, like we discussed above in the products, right now the government is distributing normal sanitary, commercially available sanitary pads, which has polythene or plastic in it. Therefore, it is not compostable, and frankly speaking, many states, many girls, many schools don't use incinerators because people fear the use of incinerators. Sometimes electricity is not available, lot of constraints, especially in tribal zones. There is a very heavy need for exploring biodegradable solutions for sanitary pads, which needs to be distributed in schools and communities. One such example is in Assam. So in Assam, the sanitary pads that are distributed are usually biodegradable. And as you know, Assam has a lot of tea estates, and UNICEF also works with the tea estates. So tea estates, what they do as a part of their CSR thing, they are engaged in production, creating these small scale sanitary pad production units, and they create biodegradable sanitary pads. And they sell it at very low cost, at a very low cost price for all the women and girls in the community. That is also a very good enterprise solution. You know, the second is provision for proper disposal of sanitary waste at community level. Again, the example would be for Andhra Pradesh. Like I said, in Andhra Pradesh, in all their villages have the sheds, the panchayati sheds, under which the menstrual waste, which is collected from all the village residents, comes every day and it's burnt in the incinerator there. So that is one such solution that can be looked at. Other than that, like in Assam, they installed vending machine in airports. We can also install for vending machines and incinerators in public places, especially in bus stands, railway, and airports. Oh, the next point is that sanitary pad vending machines to be installed in toilets in public places. The last point would be traditional methodology of folklore, dances, plays, as we saw in the example of Assam, can be used in rural and urban areas, especially in context of rural areas and tribal zones, where they have a lot of cultural, they are very rich with cultural heritage and cultural dances and folklores and plays, and we can impart education of menstruation to adolescent groups in these communities and school members through these methodologies. So next, moving forward, post-COVID, because we all are in the COVID zone. So what is that we can do, or what strategies do we need to focus on pertaining to NHM post-COVID? There is a need to strengthen evidence-based advocacy, which means that development of comparing cases at the ground level and national forums to seek attention of decision makers and policy makers. So we need to document and develop all the comparing cases that we see at the ground level, which are not done basically not at all forums. There is a need to include NHM in local policies. This is to strengthen the scaling up of programs and fund allocation for NHM. One of the things that we saw in the pandemic situation right now is that the first thing happened was hospital services were resumed initially when the pandemic started and during the lockdown, and everything was menstruation was not seen, or menstrual products were not seen as essential items. Why? Because it is not in the local policies, therefore it is not prioritized, and therefore there is no fund allocation for MHM, which in this case says that MHM is not essential. So people faced a lot of problems, especially when we talk about remote tribal zones of India. Breaking silence is needed through the involvement of men at every level, at school level, ground level, national level, to boost MHM programs. Women have been talking about it. If you come to a MHM forum or a meeting, out of 10, usually 8 or in fact 9 would be women. So there is an increasing need for men to take up their roles, and like how men have been reading the wash sector, it is necessary for them to even step inside NHM and take an active role in it, active part in it. To fill the existing gaps in MHM program by creating an enabling environment for discussions for policy and decision makers. So this is similar to the second point that I talked about, where we are talking about policies and fund allocations. Right now, there are a lot of gaps in the NHM program where we see that the top level policy and decision makers are not talking about NHM. NHM is not an issue for them. WASH, yes, we have been able to talk about WASH, but in WASH also, it's just gender-friendly toilets for women. That also, in some cases, other toilets. That's it. But MHM is menstruation products, incinerators. These things are not an important topic which needs to be addressed. Another thing is creating convergence. I would take the example of Andhra Pradesh, where they have formed a task force and they have created a beautiful convergence between various departments on MHM. And one has to see it working to understand how beautifully the state works when it comes to MHM. Right from the students being targeted in schools to going back home and the parents being targeted in by the health department in the communities. Everything is synchronized and everywhere a girl is provided with that space for her menstrual hygiene management and development, which implies the need for creating convergence between the various departments. Then we need to create affordable technologies, collaborate between multi-stakeholders for scaling up the program. There is a need for relevant actors within the emergency response community to understand the local menstrual beliefs and practices that may be relevant for an effective response. So these 2 points, we have technologies, but yes, it is quite expensive. So affordable technologies have to be sought out, and there are a lot of different stakeholders, so need to collaborate between them in order to upscale the program, the MHM program. The relevant actors, whether it is policymakers, whether it's NGO people, then there are community members, there are panchayat members. All these relevant actors, males, females, everybody needs to understand the local menstrual beliefs or the practices that we have in a particular community or in a particular state, which will, especially in terms of emergency situations like in pandemics or in terms of earthquakes or flood situation, in order to make the programs relevant. There is a need to bridge the gap between the technology development and transferring new knowledge for the development.
Madam,
so what? Yes.
video is not appearing.
Okay. Okay, let me do again. I think somebody else is presenting.
Tayagam first, please remove.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's fine?
You're getting ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so there is a need to bridge the gap between technology development and transferring new knowledge. What happens is, like for an example, in tribal states, like if I talk about Chhattisgarh, there is a lack. There is technology. There is sanitary vending machine, sanitary pad vending machine. There is incinerators. But when we talk about usage of them, I would say no, because sanitary vending machine is there, but the pads are kept separate because many a times the machine is not operated where it gets stuck. So teachers and students don't know how to use it properly, and therefore if the system goes, the technology remains null and void. Again, when we talk about incinerators in place like Chhattisgarh in a tribal zone, there's no electricity. There's hardly any electricity in the state. Then secondly, people are afraid to, when I saw the girls and the teacher themselves are afraid to even switch on the incinerators. So the incinerators are there in every school, in every hostel, but it remains unused. So this is the gap that's existing. There is technological development, it is also reaching the people, but there is no transfer of knowledge for that use of that development of the technology. So that needs to be done. Also, they have to see is it how viable is it to the situation. Like for an example, I said in Chhattisgarh there is no electricity, so there is no meaning of installing a electrical incinerator when out of 24 hours, 20
So
hours.
Thayagam Trust, kindly stop it.
Again, it has.
Thayagam Trust. Please don't share Thayagam Trust.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of gap is existing, and we need to address it at the earliest. Otherwise, again, the technology will be implemented in all places, in all the states, in tribal zones, and people will not be able to access it properly because of the lack of knowledge on it. Training of frontline workers and staffs. Frontline workers, you have ANMs, you have ASHA workers, you have Mitanins. I don't know what are they called in Tamil Nadu, but these are the staffs mainly from the health departments who handle MHM and especially during emergencies. So they are not.
Presentation not coming.
It's okay. It's hardly 2-3 points, so you can just listen to it. It's okay. Is that fine?
Yeah, continue. No worries.
Okay. There's a need to train frontline workers, especially on emergencies, because this is the first time in so long that we have come across a global pandemic, and we have actually thought about what is required. But we have been having floods and tsunamis and rainfalls and earthquakes so many times in our country, and there are emergency situations, but the frontline workers and staffs are not trained properly on MHM. So that needs to be done. Evaluation needs to be conducted and on what has and what has not worked in past and in present emergency situation. So right now in COVID situation, we need to already evaluate in pertaining to MHM what has worked, what has not worked, and we have to compare it with the previous emergency situations. Have there been any learnings that we have been able to derive from it, and what we take from these situations of COVID and lockdown, and what do we take back with us, so that we can learn and implement in our further situations. The next point is there is a need for systematic MHM response based on documented experience and evaluation. So we need to have a systematic response, obviously, and these experiences and evaluations needs to be documented, which is of which is priority. We have to offer product choices to people consisting of sustainable menstrual hygiene products. One of the major challenges that we face during this COVID situation is that people didn't have access to products because they were not available, and people don't have the product choice. So the slides we saw before on products was just to give you an orientation on what are the products available and how we can give them a basket of choices to the people. When you go back to your field of your work area, you can present to people all these products and help them choose. That will enable them to properly adopt a sustainable menstrual hygiene. Considering additional mechanisms for planning of MHM, related aspects of emergency, such as suggested mapping of traditional practices, beliefs around preferred sanitary materials, and appropriate mechanisms of disposal through local collaborators. So this is self-explanatory that during emergencies we have to map all these traditional practices and beliefs and what is that the women want to use as a sanitary product rather than be imposing something that we agree on. It's very important. Attention and resources needs to be paid and allocated to educating donor community also on why MHM should be prioritized. So we as NGO people or people from development sector, there is a emerging need to educate our donors. We have a lot of donors when we are put together, and each of us, if we go back and we orient and educate our donor community about why is that MHM is important and why is MHM to be prioritized and hence funded, it will become for us easy during emergency periods as such in pandemic. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you guys on products, on our learnings from the different states from UNICEF, and finally what you can take away from moving forward from post-COVID. So I hope this session has been fruitful and helpful for you all. Please, I am open for questions. Please ask if you have any doubts.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have given a wonderful presentation on your national scenario to a grassroots level scenario. It was very interesting to listen to your topic, like working with the Assam communities, rural communities, and alarming figures stating that 2 to 3% of people, only rural people, using sanitary napkins. So in this venture, our NGOs need to be focused on how do we motivate and how do we promote this menstrual health among the tribal communities, and the basket of choices you mentioned, like that disposable napkins and the herbal based disposable napkins and reusable cloths, and then the cap, menstrual cap, and all. These are the things we highlight with the participants, and let the people decide what type of napkins they want to use it for the healthy menstrual management. Thank you very much, and it was very good, interesting, and eye opener for everybody to understand the menstrual health management in different states and different communities and different states. Thank you so much, ma'am. And the questions will be later on. We will ask the participants to put floor. And just you want to stay, and then we can continue with the questions. Thank you so much. And let me introduce the next speaker, who is Miss Sophia Joseph, and she is Associate Director for BCC Behavior Change Communication WASH program in Habitat for Humanity, India. She has been master degree in social work from Delhi School of Social Work, and she is a renowned institute in India. And she has extensive experience in proposal development, capacity building, and development programs, planning, management, monitoring, social development, strategic planning, fund management, all. And she co-competency the areas of disability rehabilitation, psychiatric social work, decentralized planning, integrated public health programming, result-based management planning, monitoring, evaluation, and strategic planning and management. And she is playing a vital role in behavior change communication and public and private partnerships. She has been working with Habitat for more than 14 years, I think so, from various levels. She started her career in 1995. So we welcome you, ma'am. Almost how many years? I think 30 years, 25 years in the field. I think so. So I welcome Sophia Joseph to take a session on behavior change communication. Thank you. Sophia, ma'am.
Sorry, there was a disconnection because of electricity.
Oh, okay.
My voice is fine. I'm
Fine,
audible.
fine. Audible, ma'am.
Okay.
It is audible, but we are not able to see the video, ma'am.
It is. I have to share it. Let me just share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How do we share it?
Just present button is there. You just present button, you press, and then it. So Isaac's, yeah, you're getting.
No, it's not coming.
Your presenting is now functioning. Make it full view.
But I can't see anything.
One problem.
I'm not able to see anything.
Wait. I'm just doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, connect.
But how to share the screen here?
Yeah, it's coming, ma'am. Just
You have already
present.
shared the screen.
Yeah, getting presenting.
Oh,
Yeah.
community development has
So
come
comment
now.
development, please. யாரும் உங்களுடைய உங்களுடைய இதை எதுவும் present பண்ணாதீங்க தயவுசெய்து ப்ளீஸ் participants. Community Development Trust.
But I can't see my presentation. That's community development trust. Please stop presenting.
Remove them from the
Yeah,
meeting.
I'm doing.
Yeah, now I think yes. Is it visible?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yes, now it's visible. Okay.
So, may I request all the participants, please do not share your screen. So there are only two buttons. One is for your mic. Please put the bar on this so that your voice is not disturbing. And there is another one on the video. You can close that also. Don't touch any other button, please, so that I can present. Thank you. So I want to start with Bharatam.
Vanakkam.
Is it? I'm not able to see anything else actually. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, ma'am.
No,
No.
not visible. No, not visible.
Now?
Community Development Trust is again presenting.
Oh my God.
Do you know his name? Thailand Trust is presenting now.
Yeah.
I think you can remove them from the meeting.
Thailand Trust, please stop presenting. One by one, they are starting.
Remove them. Then
Yeah,
only it will go.
trying.
Vanakkam Trust.
Mr. Dr. Ilde Swami, can
And-
you present my presentation? Because, no, yes, okay. I'll just
it's
try
visible.
again. Yes, I'll just try again.
Hello. Is there some, sir?
Yes.
Sir, good morning, sir.
மா அப்புறம் பேசுங்கம்மா.
சார் இது பர்பஸா அவங்க செய்யலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அவங்களோட ஸ்கிரீன் அவங்க டச் பண்ணும் போதே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அந்த பிரசன்ட் வந்துரும் சார். அதனால நீங்க கொஞ்சம் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுங்க அவங்களுக்கு. ஒன்ஸ் அவங்க ஆன் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ஸ்கிரீனே தொட வேண்டாங்கிற மாதிரி அவங்களுக்கு நீங்க சொல்லுங்க சார். ஏன்னா யாரும் பர்பஸா அவங்க பிரசன்ட் பண்றது இல்ல. பட் when they touch their screen ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அந்த பிரசன்ட்லாம் அவங்க டச் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. அதனாலதான் இது நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. அதனால நீங்க அதை சொல்லுங்க. நீங்க ஆன் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமா உங்க ஸ்கிரீனே டச் பண்ணாதீங்கன்னு சொல்லிடுங்க.
Okay.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
ma'am, you can present.
I'm so sorry, but I'm new to this and I'm not getting. I want to see. I'm in the. Just a minute now. So now I cannot see what's happening. But can you see my presentation now?
No, only your video I'm seeing it. Just present now. Just present.
Now it's okay, man.
It's visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting coming. Coming.
Okay, so thank you very much, but I don't know how to move the slides now. I cannot see my presentation. I cannot see my presentation, yeah. What to do? Okay, so
Yeah, visible, ma'am.
but how to move the slides? I cannot see my presentation.
Zoom it and just click.
In your desktop, you open that. From your desktop, open that man. And put share.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so I'm so sorry for this technical glitch. I hope you can see me also in the video. So, there are so many people around 80 people who are on this call with me. Dr. Edoswamy, am I audible?
Yeah, audible. Presentation only the problem. I am audible.
Can we please put our mics on mute so that you can hear me properly?
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, what is the full form of MHN? Anybody, if they can tell me, unmuting them. What is the full form of menstrual management? Yes. We can also say menstrual hygiene management.
Menstrual hygiene management.
What is the full form of BCC? Anybody from the group?
Behavioral change communication.
So this is behavior change communication, and we are now in this session, maybe half an hour I'll take, I won't take much time. So you can see on the screen there are lots of women, and how many women we have in our among us or in the world, or maybe in India? How many women? How many women around us? So it's about 50% population, easy to remember. So in this 50% population, there are few, I mean, if I just present it here, what is this picture? Have you seen such kind of situation around you? You can see women who are migrating, and they are going somewhere, but there is no toilet facility. Can you imagine if they don't have any toilet facility and they are menstruating? We can all understand their situation. On the other hand, there are women who are traveling. Can we please mute our mics? Can we please mute our mics? Dr. Edoswamy,
I can. Hold on,
okay, thank you. So, on the other hand, there are women who are traveling to other states. You can see maybe some of you were in the same situation, and there was a problem of, I don't know if anybody thought where they will go to change or for toilets. So I want to thank, first of all, Jenny who presented, who set the context. I also want to thank Dr. Edoswamy for giving us this platform to think about these women. You know, we see all these pictures, like this picture you can see on the screen. Again, so many women who are at the maybe distribution center or who are traveling. This picture is about a woman as police officer. Many times we see the police officers around, but have you ever thought where is the toilet facility and changing facility for this women who may be menstruating? When we say there are about 50% of population women, think about the women who were traveling in the trains. We heard that trains were taking about 2 days, 3 nights, more than 5 days also to reach to the destination. What about their toilet facilities and menstrual hygiene management? Can you think about women who are in the COVID center? Are the toilets which are constructed or this, do they have facilities for these women? We recently had a rape case in our COVID center just 2 days back. See the toilet facility we have in the COVID center in the picture. This is our health workers, our ashas, our Anganwadi workers, our volunteers in the communities. When they go out, they have to wear this PPE, all the mask and everything. But do we consider where they will go for toilet, for change, and when they are menstruating? So how many days a women menstruate on an average? About 3,000 days. So all women around us who are our mothers and sisters and working. So this is a problem that we see, and I'm presenting a lot of pictures to women who are in the defense. They also face same kind of problems because we talk about a lot of facilities around, but what about these women who are in such kind of services, our health workers? Sometimes, if you have read in the news, they have to stay in the hospital for even 1 month because of the infection. They didn't go home. But were they really, given facility for their menstrual hygiene management and toilets? Because they are wearing a lot of PPE, so they have to remove it, change it, put it somewhere if they have to change their pad. So, what we are talking today in this half an hour, I would like to just think about where are women in our friendly sanitation? Do we have women friendly sanitation friendly facilities? Do we have menstrual hygiene friendly sanitation facilities around us? So we are not talking about anything else about other countries. We are talking about around us, in your village, it's maybe in your office, it's maybe in your state. When you're traveling, you need to be sensitive about all these issues. So I hope please mute your mics if you are not talking to me. Just give me half an hour to interact with you. So on this screen, there is a woman. You can see, you can identify that with I mean, if you are a woman or if you have mother or a sister, and she has her own personality. She has a psychology to think about, which is made from her education, from her background. She has her own attitude whether she will accept the new thing or not. We just heard a lot of things, new technology around us, but what this woman thinks about them is very important, and then only when she will be aware. We can give a lot of education to this woman, but what is her attitude, what is her environment, what is her social educational factor? This is all important. This is all important to give her a voice, which we say communication, and to act appropriately, which we call behavior, and which means that giving her this individual, when we talk about this voice and choice, it starts from the beginning of the. Can we please mute our mic? So this woman starts her journey from very beginning when she is a small child or even in the womb. So we have to start taking care of our women when they are very small, very young. They have to start our education when a woman is pregnant. So we have to start giving her a good nutrition and food, and then only when she will grow up in her teenage, she will achieve menarche, or when she will become a woman or the old lady, even menopause is the problem or a concern of menstrual hygiene management. We need to take care of all her psychology, her behavior, and her awareness, not only at the individual level that how much she understands and how much she brings change in the behavior, but also at the family level. So in BCC, we also deal with the families, the communities, because social norms need to be changed if they are not according to women and menstruation, if they are not conducive. So family education is also important, teachers' education is also important, the sensitization of the school authorities is also important, and similarly the society. Because if there is no conducive policy and laws, then we cannot provide a good environment to a women to develop properly, fully, and then contribute fully to education, to the society, for economic and other development, social development. I want to present you some of the data. Jeremy also presented that. But there was a study in 2018 and it happened in Tamil Nadu. And it showed that there were 84% women were surprised when they got their first menstruation, first menses. And there is also, the study is running actually on Pudu Yugam scheme, which is there in Tamil Nadu. There was another study which says that there are around 60% of the women which were diagnosed of urinary tract infection, which happened because of poor menstrual hygiene. So these are another study in 2014 it happened, which reported that when women are menstruating, they have to live in exile, or they even don't ask their husband to buy sanitary pads. This is not the culture to talk about menstrual the facilities. There was another study in 2015 which says that there are twice of the vaginitis or urinary tract infection are twice among women who use cloth, and it's not only the cloth, but they also use other things like husk, or even the sand during the menstruation to stop the bleeding or to absorb the blood. There was another study which shows that there are only 57% women. This study happened in 2014, and only 57% women who use hygienic method for menstrual periods. The other use, as I told you, has dirty cloths, rugs, and the other use the the disposable sanitary napkins, which again produce more waste. So when we are talking about MHM or menstrual hygiene management, it has concerns at the individual level. So I talked about that there are three-tier approach in behavior change and communication that we need to take at individual level, at family level, and at society level. At individual level, it is about the education, that what is the basics of menstrual hygiene. Jenny also focused about that. What is the reproductive health, accessibility and availability of resources, whether she has sanitary napkins or the other options available, and waste management. She knows how to properly rallies at the level of society through advocacies. And also we need to form some group of women for girls and women to give them peer support. Girl empowerment is also important through education, providing a safety environment or safety net, increasing the education level, and also employability by providing her skill trainings. Health, nutrition, and hygiene is similarly important. What happened? It was important before the COVID, if I say. We're talking about individuals at the policy level. But after COVID, what has happened? A little change has happened. There is a priority shift. Now we are talking about safety and security of women, because there is risk of human trafficking, because women are now traveling, they are village, they're not going to this abuse, from neglect, from the domestic violence, and according to the rights that women have. The shift is also towards their mental health, because now there are lots of cases of anxiety, depression, and we need to handle with that. There is financial drain, not only with them some financial inclusion training, so that their affordability to buy products is available. Also, socially we access it. There is limited availability. There are restrictions. There is mobility. I mean, you cannot just go out and buy something, because there are restrictions in movement. There is risk of early marriage and early pregnancy at the social level. So we have to handle all these matters in this when we talk about behavior change and communication. Now, the methodology also has shifted, as we know how we are talking to each other. Otherwise, we used to come to a place and interact. It was easy to see each other and talk and do some more activities. But now methodology is shifting. Before COVID, it was more group discussion. It was more about mass communication. It was more about games. taking showing you video and talking to you through different games. Peer group formation was there. We used to make groups. You used to do some self-help groups, awareness activities, but these all are now not possible or limited. Now, post outlook great. What are the methodology that we can take? Like online, we are talking to you. Webinars we can organize. We can do online questionnaire. We can just send it through our phone also. Telemedicine is available so that if you have any kind of consultation, we can do through telemedicine. Even counseling is possible. Helpline access, if there is any kind of problem, domestic violence, neglect, abuse, or any police case or legal aid, the helplines are available. So after this presentation, one of the slide, I will give you some of the references of these services that you can access online, even through online or just calling them. Alarm system in the community we can create. So if there is any problem and women is not able to speak out, we can create a kind of message system or some kind of messaging system so that the alarm can be raised by the person or by the community. Awareness on safety nets. So we have protection officers who are available at the district level. So we need to know who is that person, the number, and we can create safety women and young girls. Knowledge of rights is also important that we need to include our education or in our when we are taking webinars like this. Knowledge of services and benefits available. So my last slide will talk about more of the links that we can connect to government schemes. There are many benefits available now for girls to get access to counseling services, to the material, and also consultation for the menstrual problems and health. So it is very important that we impart this education to the last mile of the road. I mean, to the last person or the girl who is living in the remote area of the village. If we can give this awareness, it's called BCC or behavior change communication, adding voice to make choices. That's what I call this. And knowledge on service and benefit, online support a group. We can form WhatsApp groups or NGOs groups so that women or young girls or young men are accessible to our, they can talk to us. Knowledge on normal and normal. So sometimes we take, if there is a pain which is related to menstrual pain, we say, oh, it's normal. But we sometimes it may be that it is not normal and we need to take consultation. So we need to impart those knowledge to our target population. In fact, it is psychologically also sometimes we feel it's normal to be anxious or to be depressed, but many times we need to know when we need to consult a doctor, when there is normal and this is not normal, but it's normal or it's we need to consult a doctor or go for testing. So that kind of knowledge is very important in this COVID era. And also skill development, financial inclusion. Because of the financial drain, we need to have money, so we need to have new skills. We need to impart new knowledge, new skills, and also financial inclusion to know about where we can get all these services and link it. In Habitat, we also have one part where we give financial education and link them to microfinance services. So I have given this link in the PPT. I can share this. So there are some links you can get, connect with these services available for financial education and skill development. In Habitat also we have one sister concern which is called Micro Build India. So that also provides education on finance. In the picture in this slide, you can see how Habitat is doing the distribution of material, maintaining the distance, wearing the mask. So we need to have this behavior. When we show this behavior as development workers, people adopt it. So it's very important. This picture is very beautiful, and we need to do all our activities maintaining all the norms in COVID era. You can see a mobile van is there. So this is the new methodology. People are not coming to us. We need to go to them. We need to be innovative in our approach. Like we have this mobile van, mobile services. You can see women here, they are taking, there is a hygiene kit. So you can raise funds for hygiene kit, which includes the sanitary pads and other materials so women can use it. You can also do, this picture talks about like what we are doing online and webinar just to get connected with people and let the awareness go even in the COVID era. Target group is also shifted. So before the COVID, we were talking about menstruating girls only. The women who are in premenstrual status or women who are in menopausal status. We were just talking about innovations considering health and environment. We were just talking to teachers, mothers, school authority, community leaders. But now in this COVID era, we need to get involved with the protection officer, available medical services and suppliers like IntelliHealth, which provides telemedicine and helpline, who are the administrative service officers. Like I have given a link here, I will share this PPT, like the Tamil Nadu government's Pudu Yugam program. So which provides, this is a scheme to provide free pads to women or girls. Then there is water. Water is very important, like Rajan sir also said in the beginning. And water, sewage, because disposal is another concern for us when we talk about menstrual hygiene. So there is a link that you can talk to these people who is in your area, in your district, is the officers taking care of water and sewage. Public health management and service delivery. So this link is about your any kind of health, which is any kind of women health related issue or children nutrition, supply of iron tablets. This your Tamil Nadu State Health Mission is responsible for that, and they can be accessed. Sublight scheme is already there by the government for to provide skill training, nutrition, awareness, free pads, health checkups that can be connected in your area. NGOs which are active in your area, you need to identify them, like RDRDP, which has organized this webinar. So this is the time they need to converge. We cannot just work in like one organization. Habitat for Humanity India is working only for housing or sanitation, or IRDRDP is working only for women. We need to come together and converge. Convergence is very important. Work with collaboration with each other so that we can work in synergy. That is required in post-COVID era. That's what I feel. So it's not only we can go to a family, just give housing. We need to give them sanitation facility. We need to give them awareness. We need to link them with financial services. We need to link them with medical services. So a convergence is very important. We need to know what are the other NGOs which are active in your area along with the government offices, like I told you. Ashas, Anganwadi workers are key in any community and villages. They are people who are already trained, who know about these things. We need to get them involved in all our programs. We need to know what is the local primary health services center or hospital, or is the district to us. Innovations are required. As I told you, we need to approach and online and medical telemedicine services. So I have given some link for that. In the picture, you can see a woman who is holding the ICU video. Can you see this picture? So this is important with the because I know it's very. I mean, we go in the community, we have very little time. The permissions are there. We are also scared of infection. But when you are going to the community, you are doing some, if the relief material you are giving or kits you are giving, give them some information also. You can give them IC material, I mean this pamphlet kind of information, and you can announce. Just take one mic or public announcement system and start talking to them. Please wear mask, wash your hands, keep your things sanitized. I mean, you can talk to them through announcements when you are doing one activity. So this time is time for innovation and bringing so many things together when you are approaching people or talking to them. You can see another picture is this is some innovation that that the Habitat for Humanity has taken, like going to these are very remote areas that we are reaching. So Mr. Sam Peter is also heading it, and yeah, and then we have also supported the police police people, the traffic police people, because as I told you in the beginning, there are these ladies in the police department who may not have services. There are these ladies in the traffic police departments who need services. There may be men in these departments which just overlook it, but they don't know that their partner or their colleague needs special care or rest time or break time, and she also gets these days. So we need to create awareness at all the levels, and we need to be sensitized about it. Now, what we can do, how we can engage in the community. So, in Habitat for Humanity India, we have this pathway to permanence. Now, now we are in the mid of disaster where people have lost their homes, their jobs, their health. Now we are in the process of rebuilding everything, reconnecting everything. So community engagement is very important when we are building pathway to permanence, so they can have a permanent life. It's the first thing is awareness and education. We all are talking about it. Jenny talked about it. Many NGOs who are sitting here, they are, I mean, you all are from very renowned organizations. You all are holding very important positions in your organization and wherever you are working. And we are doing this awareness education. We're talking about water. We're talking about no defecation and how to waste the material, the menstrual hygiene material. But we need to talk about new innovations, like Jenny told. We need to talk about, like she was talking about, these menstrual cups. There are many myths which are related to menstrual cups, but menstrual cups are safe during disaster because you just need to wash them. I mean, you need hygiene for this, but your awareness and education can make it very simple because waste from menstrual cup is zero. Only if you have know how to use it and you become sensitive. I mean, you are sensitized how to use it, and there are lots of myths which can be taken away through proper education and through the intervention of doctor if you need. And menstrual cup is innovation. There are other innovations in the material, menstrual material, like the use of cloth, the clean cloth, so that you can wash it and reuse it, especially during disaster when accessibility is impacted. So these are education. These kind of education is very important in innovations. So that needs to be added in our awareness and education. Also, the coalition, like I just told, that work together. We all need to work together. The second part of pathway to permanence is when we are taking this journey, helping our community to reach to the rehabilitation phase or permanent phase. Infrastructure is very important. Now, again, new innovations in infrastructures are required. We need to have houses and sanitation facilities with the new additions in like hand wash stations, but we need to have foot operated hand wash stations, or even the doors if we can have without handles and foot operated. There are new innovations are coming like jerry cane. If this is very remote area, we don't have funds, we can introduce in the picture. You can see the jerry cane, this simple jerry cane water, and if you can see in the picture with the foot you can operate it. There is this machine, it is about 15,000, not much, and there is a UNICEF manual on this, that how we can have these kind of innovative hand wash stations with little money. So then incinerator is very important, but in rural areas where there is no electricity, what could be innovative designs for incinerators? Like we had one in Haryana village, which was manual incinerator. You don't need electricity for that. But in some of the areas, burning is a problem. So electricity is available. You can introduce electric one. So innovations are very important these days. And in the hand wash in the toilets, we need to keep now distance spacing. So redesigning and innovations are very important in infrastructure, in hand wash, toilets, housing. So we need to think about even community toilet complex. So and IC material, putting board how to use these structures. Sometimes we have a structure, but we don't. People are not aware how to use it. So that kind of awareness material is pasted on the walls on the structure is very important, and there is awareness. third component which I think is very important in behavior change and communication when we are talking about rehabilitation of pathway to permanence is financial literacy and microfinance. So our community people need to be aware on little matters of finances, how to save money, what is bank, how to reach to the bank, because they're very scared in filling up the form in the banks, or they don't know, they're not able to save any money. So how they can do budgeting with their limited income and save money, and we call it microfinance. And then they can micro insurance is also there, and how they can do digitally. They can be mobile in the digitally, how they can make payments or save, because they are scared of using digital banking. So all these things are very important in financial literacy and microfinance. When they have saving, they can think for new things, like if they don't have toilet, they can build their toilet. If they don't have hand wash station, or they need to improve this sanitation facilities and infrastructure, they can invest in them because they have some savings. We can also impart some skill development which is related to wash, like we can have sanitary napkin vending, sanitary napkin manufacturing unit or machines. So within a machine also they can make it. So there is one NGO called Days for Girls which teach women how they can sew it. I mean, with the machine they can make their reusable sanitary napkin pads, and it's very easy. It takes only 3 months for them to learn it, and then they can make it a business also. And also how to there could be soap making manufacturing unit. So there are new skills that we need to impart in our communities, so that they have new skills, they have employability skills, and they can get new business or work. If they have money, they can think about their health and other things. So if you look it down at the PPT, it's talking about inclusion and participation. So behavior change and communication in menstrual health hygiene is all about talking to people, inclusion. So we need to approach the community through any way. It may be online, it may be physically going there, but inclusion and participation is very important. So there is community mobilization. People are coming together. Like now, we are coming together. Maybe there will be a WhatsApp group that we are connected, and then advocacy. And when we are together, we can talk about the gaps to the authorities. We can go to our government officers and say, or the protection officers, that this is the problem, and we need new laws, new policies, new benefits. And this is the way. I mean, it should go. This is the way from pathway to permanence. This is the way that we can empower our communities with the voices, so they can make choices and become a whole woman. I started with that. So if we are talking about a whole woman, the womanhood or the complete woman, give her a voice so that she can make choice, whether it is reusable or it is the disposable or it is the tampon or it is the menstrual cup, but how that should be her choice. When she will be able to make choice, when she knows about it, then she will have her own voice. And when these voices come together, it becomes community mobilization. Then all women together can talk about their rights, new changes in the law, and it becomes advocacy. And then we will have a common society. So our role is to be aware first. All of us who are in the NGO or the leaders, we have to be aware. Like I talked a lot of things in this presentation. We need to be very alert whenever there is any changes coming in the law, in the policies. We have to be very alert, and we have to be very proactive, because time is changing fast. Things are changing fast. Our communities are moving. Yesterday they were in our village. Today they have migrated to other places. They're facing more problems. So we have to be very proactive in our actions. We have to be helpful, compassionate, and a good listener. When we sometimes we just miss news, something which has been updated. So we have to be a good listener. We have to be sensitive and not judgmental towards gender and young girls. So sometimes we are very judgmental about when we look at girls and when they come to us with their problems. So to handle with young girls, especially menstrual hygiene, even if we maybe we have our male people as leaders in the NGOs, but we have to be very sensitive, non-judgmental, If there is any gossip happening, because this is COVID and we hear a lot of information, this we should drink, this kada we should drink, we should take this medicine, but we need not to come into any kind of gossip if it's not factual based. So we need to be a gossip breaker, not to spread the gossips, and be a counselor with positive thinking. Wherever we get chance to interact with these girls, women, we need to be a good counselor to give them positivity, so that if there is any anxiety and depression, if we can reduce it. So talk to them about helplines, rights and services. Be a facilitator, a change maker, and a peacemaker. So if you have a positive thought, if you are aware, you will be talking positive. You can help a person. You can become a facilitator to bring the change in the thinking of the other person, and you can become a peacemaker. Raise voice against unjust and take help of law. If you see anything which is happening wrong, don't be quiet. There are helplines numbers that I will give you. There are people whose job is to help them. So we need to be we can say that we need to be a facilitator to provide justice to people who are suffering, and learn to say no if there is you think that there is something that should not happen to us. This is wrong. This is not the correct information. So just learn to say no and be innovative in all the efforts, whether you are distributing material, whether you are dealing with people, whether you are constructing something or a design. Try to be innovative, how you can bring more value to any kind of activity, and reach to the last mile. I mean, sometimes we just think about the target group, we just think about the target community. We need to think beyond that. We need to think about people who are very difficult to reach, like people who are migrating now, or the women who is traveling with those migrated population, the women who is in the police department. So we need to reach to the last mile. I mean, where nobody has gone, how we can reach to that person. Maybe that person needs our help. So this is our role as a leader. We can also raise funds for material. Like I told you, people need, even food they don't have, but the hygiene kit material we can provide. We can raise funds for infrastructure. We need now a lot of infrastructure changes related to sanitation facilities, hand wash. Many people have lost their jobs, so maybe we need to provide financial support, cash transfers. We can raise funds for that. We can provide online trainings too. Like now, I cannot speak in Tamil, but the people when we say that we have to go to the ground zero or last mile, they need to be. I mean, they need regional language, the language they understand. And you as leader can go there and talk the same way, but in their own language, in their own accent, in their own way, so that there is awareness to that level. The help is gone to that level, and we can go through online also. Legal support is very important, that we all as development workers should know what are the legal aids, what is the time which is not normal, and where they have to reach out and for legal support to our community. So with this group that we are talking, let's join the group and become a support group to the people, whether they are working with us or in our community, or we have not yet reached. So let's become the facilitator, the leader, and join a group. And we need to give, as I told, I will finish with that. Let's give a voice to make choices to our women and let them help them to become a complete women. So thank you very much. I'll stop it here. This is a picture from our community in Odisha. Recently, we did this the sanitation awareness program. So you can see it is possible to go to the community, maintain distance, wear masks, think innovative ways. It was the Swachhta Pakwada. Pakwada is fortnightly program by the government of Odisha. They did it. So now this is time that we need to be innovative, go out also along with online. Dr. Eddu Samaji, over to you. Any question? I'll take it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for giving a very good session on this behavioral change communication, talking about the various issues of women, how they are facing on the menstrual hygiene management. during the COVID, and we are in the mid of COVID also. So there are a lot of challenges we need to work on the menstrual hygiene management. Thank you for giving a very good highlight on the women focus on hygiene management of menstrual and linking with the water also. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And tell me, ma'am.
I think I missed
Tell me.
one. Yeah.
Proceed. No issue.
Last slide, I just want to share the references and
Sure.
just won't take much time.
No
So
problem.
sorry for
Sure.
that.
No.
No.
Coming out. We started.
One second, ma'am. I'll give you. I saw your hand, ma'am. Can you see this slide?
No.
Okay.
Now getting present.
No.
Slide not coming now. Your photo only coming.
Okay. Actually, I'm not used to it. I don't know how to use it.
Google Meet.
Maybe later on I'll do that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so actually, okay. I think over to you, Dr. Edusami. So there were two slides. I just missed that. So one is on references. Whatever I spoke, there are references on that. So I've shared that. I will maybe Dr. Edusami, I requested, I spoke. We all need to be aware about these things. The second slide is also about other links that we can connect, like the government facilities, NGOs. So thank you very much, and over to you, Dr. Edusami.
Thank you, ma'am. And Saulina ma'am has one. I think she has a question. I think. Saulina ma'am, you can ask her.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Audible, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm fine. And both.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. Thank you. Because in national level, we don't get much information, and it was very good. I have a question. In Tamil Nadu, the text 9th and 10th has a good reproductive health and hygiene information. But like Madam Devi said, it is not, the teachers is not taught teaching. And in the district, women don't know anything about reproductive system and menstrual hygiene. They just follow using a pad and other things. And the books are, available. Is the textbook not menstrual hygiene in other things? Other things. That is my question.
I'm sorry, Ms. Dr. Edusami. Can you please reframe the question?
She's saying that in the Tamil Nadu textbooks there is a chapter called reproductive health and hygiene.
Right.
One moment. Reproductive health and hygiene. And
no, but then she is saying something else.
yeah, that's me also.
Okay, it's an information that the curriculum they have included the reproductive and the personal hygiene thing in 9th, 10th, and 11th textbook. That's what she said. It's an information.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that. Thank you. I thought she's saying that they are not teaching it, though the lessons are there.
That is also
Thank
there.
you very much.
That is also there. The teachers also, they won't teach. They will say next year you will learn. Next year you learn, like that. They postpone it.
Yeah, that's what I understood, ma'am. That you are saying that they are not teaching it. They are not comfortable. Here, this is the role of behavior change in communication, ma'am. Because sometimes you just can't, if there is a person who has never spoken about menstrual hygiene, Mr. Sarvodeep ji, can you please put your mic on mute? I understand you are traveling with disturbance. Can you please put your mic on mute? You're traveling, but you're disturbing. Thank you. So, ma'am, this is where the awareness comes. Sometimes we just give it to the teachers. Suppose if somebody tells me, no, this is the rule, you have to teach, it will be very difficult for me till I'm sensitized. For example, wearing mask. Suppose if in COVID situation, somebody tells me, Sophia, you have to wear mask, otherwise we will fine you 100 rupees or anything, any punishment. It will be like, I will not wear it. I will wear it only when I'm going out, but I will not adopt it. I will not accept it till I'm aware. So what happened with the COVID, there were a lot of awareness thing happened at all level. Even Prime Minister was talking about it, all the political leaders were talking about it. Then all the doctors were coming in the TV, in the news, everywhere we were talking about wearing mask is important. And we accepted it, that yes, it is important and we will adopt it. So it is not it's easy. Similarly, with the teachers, maybe teachers need a lot of sensitization before they are given the lesson. How to talk to the girls. The same girls who are in the class, you need to keep this discipline, but at the same time, you're talking about these issues. It's not easy because I also work with the schools and menstrual hygiene sessions I take. So sometimes teachers like me to take the session than them. So we need to create a lot of sensitization among schools and school authorities so that they are comfortable taking up these sessions. So, but we are happy that at least the lessons are there, and in future teachers will be. I mean, there will be an environment also to take these sessions. Mrs. Ma'am
Yeah.
Solina, is it fine? I mean,
asking is, does the textbook in other states have this rule?
Does the other state have this type of subjects in their textbook?
It's very picturesque and very nice.
right.
Not
Yeah.
educate them in the younger youth.
Right. So this is this is a issue of advocacy and awareness that we need to sensitize our education officers and our authorities to make it possible that we have such kind of lessons like you are saying in all the books, and also the teachers are sensitized to take it up, not to skip it. We also when we were young, we also had a lesson on sexual health, but it was skipped by our teachers. It was not accepted by teachers.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have faced it.
Same.
Along with the presence of that chapter in the book, we need to sensitize the teachers and also create environment like this so that we are so comfortable talking about it. We are not feeling any shame or guilt about it, and it's that kind of environment we need to create. That will take some time, but I hope that will happen.
Thank you. Participant, do you have any question with Jenny and Sophia? Please unmute your mic and talk.
I would like to ask a question.
Yeah.
I think there should be more intervention or sensitization among men. How men can be more participant in this issues of menstrual health among women, because they should be equally treated and be supportive to women, men especially. So if there is more any higher, the suggestion most welcome.
Can I answer? I can't see Jenny, so let me answer.
Jenny.
You want to answer?
Jenny?
No, you can. Then I can add on.
Okay. Fine.
It's beautifully you have phrased it. Yes, when I talk about the 50% women, there are 50% men. So in this session also I can see more male sitting. Our convener is also very funny and is very sensitive about this issue. So male have to take it up. They have to support it. In my sessions, one of the session which I take on reusable bags, the trainers are male. So we have to create. What I'm saying is a lot of sensitization that males are coming up and taking sessions, talking to Even the males, there are two sessions we take in menstrual hygiene. One is with the girls and the other is with the boys. But yes, it starts with the awareness, sensitization, and again creating that kind of environment so that people are not making fun. Yes, Jenny, you want to add into this?
Yeah, I think it's necessary to orient men about or make them. So what we do here is talk to men about their problems that they face, that they see with the women at their household level, and then connect it to the larger population. I think they just have to be made aware of what's going on and how important they are in this. You have to make the males understand that they play an important role. Once you make them feel that they play an important role, they will take it over also. So one of the reasons why males have been left for so long away from this topic is it's known as universally known as a women's topic. So that view has to change, and you have to accord that importance of their contribution as well in this topic. I think that will bring a change in it.
Sure.
And it all starts with accepting. Like when we take session with I take session with the girls who are from very remote areas of village. So I hope people will understand this. Women feel there is a kind of shy. It's not only shy, but there is a guilt. They are women. So you have to make them realize that it is the most beautiful thing God has given to them. The most beautiful thing that even males don't have. And once that feeling comes in a woman, she becomes a little confident. The same kind of feeling we have to give to the males also. That they should be proud about the women around them because their birth has come from a woman because she was menstruating. If the woman is not menstruating, means she has a problem or she is old. If she is old, that is normal. But if she is not menstruating in a young age, that's a problem. So a male, they all understand. I think they are very supportive, but not openly because our society is not very conducive for them to come up. But once they have that environment,
Just to add to that one, just to add on to it, it's best to start involving men, not just at this level, but as boys. Talking to adults and boys, I think, is a very essential step. Not just limiting MHM just to girls, but also talking about puberty, body change, and MHM to boys. Usually, a lot of NGO workers avoid talking to boys on MHM. I usually, when I take sessions, I talk about all those issues that young boys face, and then lead them up to MHM and the stories that they have encountered in the community around them, among the girls, among their mothers, sisters, and then make them realize during the discussions how important it is to support and uplift them and support them in this cause. I think that is very important to start doing from a very younger age rather than waiting for them to assume responsibilities, become men, and then involve them. That would change.
Yeah, because this is very important to understand that this is universal problem. So it's not no more of the men problem. Because why it's universal problem? Suppose if there is we are talking about waste. So if girl doesn't know where to dispose the pad and why to use this disposable one or a better one. So what will happen? She will throw it outside, with everybody can see, even the male people also see. The waste is the universal problem. If a woman is not healthy, she's dying early or she's not able to produce it. It's a male's problem. It's a family problem. So these problems, menstrual hygiene is not no more a women's problem, or it is not that only women are talking about menstrual hygiene. Now it's a universal problem. Now it's a universal problem, and that's why we all need to talk about it. We all need to raise voice about it. We all need to talk about rights of women, menstrual hygiene, and especially men because they are affected. If anything, can you please mute our mic?
I think you answered most of our questions. Sophia and Jenny, thank you very much. And also adding on the stigma, among the people, considering that this is some sort of a taboo, even that has to go away. And what you said about adolescent boys, yes, we need more sensitization. But even the girls have to give up to that. They should mix with adolescent boys in understanding the issue and taking it forward. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Mr. Michael. Yes, Mr. Michael, it will take time, but yes, mixing with the sitting with male and breaking the taboo, it takes time, but yes, things have changed. I mean, if you see many years back and now, things are changing. So we hope for a better tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Thank you. Anytime. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Anyone? Yes.
I'm Karthik from Real Relief.
Yeah.
Hi, Karthik.
Hi, Priyam, and everyone. Thank you for the nice presentation. And we are the manufacturer of reusable buttons. We work with many NGOs, and when we set up a local manufacturing unit for reusable sanitary pads, I think we've seen a small village. Then everybody.
Excuse me, Karthik. Excuse me. Who is this? Love and love only. Love and love only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we love your name. I mean, I really like this. Love and love only. But can you please mute my?
Sorry. I didn't notice. Sorry.
No, yes,
I happen when it comes to
yeah. We have to face it. Yes.
Okay, so I was just saying, we are manufacturing the reusable sanitary napkin pad, and we work with many NGOs and we set up local manufacturing units. When it comes to taboo, many women in the beginning, when we start our local manufacturing unit, nobody would like to come and sit, making their own sanitary pads. But we introduced a different model. When they start, if they are going to come and start making their own pad, the women is willing, more accepting on talking about menstruation. The reason why is we paid them some stipend, for coming and sitting in the stitching unit, and they make their own pads. So, engaging themselves in making their own pads. So what happens is, that woman taboo or, the ice has been broken. So she's talked much free about menstruation to all the men and, and the other women. So that woman will bring more women into that sector on talking about menstruation. So that's how we broken the taboo on talking about menstruation with girls and women in many different locations in Tamil Nadu as well as in Karnataka. So this is also one of the way where we can engage women by making their own reusable napkin or sustainable product or even disposable pad. When they engage themselves on making their own pad and getting income from that work, they will be benefited in both the ways. Like they use more sustainable product and they get income from that. So that's how when you include with the money with something else, definitely the women will start talking about it, and that's the place where the taboo will be broken and it becomes more common to everyone. So this is how we use this way to break the taboo as well as to get a sustainable product to them, which help generation, women empowerment, breaking the taboo, everything. So this is how we use it. So I would like to share this to everyone where if the taboo is the main barrier to be broken, this can be inserted in a different way. Think out of the box. That's how we did this one to make this happen.
I think it is beautiful and beautifully you have placed it. And in my presentation, you must have noticed 2+, no? PCC++. So this is what we need to add. It's not only, we just talk about awareness. Now I think this is time to go, think beyond the box and just add financial thing also into this. And this woman, when she brings something new in the family of food, she can say her husband may mind it, okay, where are you going, this bad machine and all. But when she brings something in the family and I think income to the family, I think that becomes the proud moment for any family, whatever. I think this is a respected job for them today. I hope so. Thank you for that sharing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karthik from Karur, and he is manufacturing the reusable parts. Thank you, sharing your good success stories, Karthik. Sir. And any more questions from the participants? Otherwise, we move on to the concluding way forward session. Any question? Last one question. Charles, you want to ask any question?
You want to ask? Megatrust. Yeah, Mr. Charles, yes.
Charles and then Megatrust.
You have been very patient listener. I should appreciate. Very attentive also.
Yeah.
I would like to listen to you. Yeah.
When I saw your presentations, the advantages were for reusable sanitary napkins. The prices initial cost is high, right?
Yes.
Can Karthik answer that? Because we have rural area, so many people, so the price is the criteria there. So can Karthik tell me what is the strategy? So it will be useful for everybody to move forward.
Sure, it's a nice question. So I was expecting this from many, and you opened the question. When it compared to prices, it's like one-time investment, and when compared to safe pad, compared to other reusable pad, I'm just giving my own product cost, not comparing with others. So the safe pad can be used for more than 18 months. And if a woman is going to buy a disposable sanitary napkin, at least a month, she need to spend 40 rupees a month. So if you convert, like 18 months of 40 rupees is around 720 rupees, she will be spending for 18 months for the disposable pad. But if she is going to buy the reusable safe pad, the cost will be around 240 rupees for a pack, which consists of 4 pads. This cost is like, I'm just saying, in overall cost, if the quantity and other things goes, it will come down. So one pad consists of 4 pads, which has 2 different sizes, 3 sizes in small and 1 in large. That will be used for different flow. So when the woman is having very low flow, she can use the smaller pad, and if she is having high flow, she can use the bigger pad. So a month, according to our testing and field study, everything we did, a woman. Hello.
Continue, sir. Might
continue.
Okay, sorry. So this has 2 different sizes, so they can use according to the flow, and she will be spending not more than 250 rupees for the entire 18 months. And the 18 months is just our a standard, but it will go more than 18 months if they are following the user instruction what we have provided. And as this as an antimicrobial treatment in the pad, they will be prevented from infection for these 18 months, and they will not be throwing the disposable pads for 18 months, and all health benefits is going to come to them. And there is a big cost saving, because 720 rupees for the disposable pad for 18 months and 240 rupees or below than that for the 18 months. So it is like one-time investment. And yes, if you go to a rural, a rural person or rural, village, asking them to pay for 240 rupees, yes, it will be like a big money for them. But that's where we come and work with different NGOs and get a CSR fund, and they put a small local unit there, manufacturing in a small setup. So we engage the women, and the prices will come down. So that's how it happens. So wherever we, it has to go to the grassroots level. So everyone can get benefited from that. It's not so expensive than what it is earlier, and now the prices are down very much.
Can I add?
Can I just add this is not a question, just an information. Karthik, if you'd like to know more about you, if I want to take your guidance, if you flash your name and phone number, and also Sophie and Jenny, it will be useful for us further to be in touch with you. Do you think it's a good idea?
Sir, Michael, sir, we will share you all the PowerPoint and contacts soon.
Dr. Eduswamy will do that.
Yeah.
I just want to add with what Karthik was saying, Charles, for you. If you just add this, like there are about 3,000 days a woman menstruates. So 3,000 days means 4 pads per day, and if you calculate it will be around 1,20,000, or it could be less or more, but about 1 lakh. Let's take it. And what he's saying that 18 months for 550. So you calculate that also. Let's not take it for 18 months. Let's take it for 12 months, and take it for 40 years. So cost is coming for around 20,000. So it's not expensive. Only thing is that we are not aware about it, and there are lots of sensitization awareness has to go.
Yeah, can I ask? It is for Karthik again. I have 2 points. One thing is it's for Sophia also. See, for reusable energy, government is giving some subsidies. But is there any kind of subsidies given for this MHM so that we can implement? That is one point for Karthik. He might be knowing that thing. And second thing, you were telling that cost and value, cost versus value in long term. See, we are focusing on the rural. For first 10 seconds or 15 seconds, you are talking about the long-term benefit of a sanitary napkins. So one thing is, we can talk the same thing for urban people, urban women. They will just listen at this. Can we talk about this in rural women? So these are the 2 points which I am put forth in Karthik. You might be having success stories or best practices in the sector. Can Karthik explain that?
Yeah, okay. So when it comes to subsidies and other things, sad thing is in India there is no standards for reusable sanitary napkin, unfortunately. But we are, Real Relief is also a panel member working with BIS, raising the reusable pad standards, and the standards are in final stage, which is we are submitted the draft to BIS for the approval. We have a panel members and we work together to create this. So as there is no standards for the reusable bags till now, and there is no subsidy for the product. If there is no standard, there is no product existed. But still, the product what we manufacture is up to the standard of UNICEF, because we supply to UNICEF and other organizations. So that's not. But when it comes to subsidies and other government related help, there is no. But still, when many people started requesting this to the government, then definitely they might have. But there are a lot of funding coming up from different CSR, providing environmental and sustainable products. Might be useful in that case.
Okay, Karthik, second point is that value and cost equation in the long term. It is better. It will be viable to tell to urban women. How you are taken for urban women? This kind of calculations.
When it comes to money, women plays a big role in their houses.
Yeah.
So when you make these calculations and inform her, you will save this much of money, even in urban or in rural. It doesn't matter. If they are saving a lot of money, because in rural or in urban, if a family is having 3 girls, who is going to menstruate, and if they compare, if they're going to buy disposable pads, and if you give a calculation, these much money you're going to save in 12 months or 18 months, definitely they will have, convert to reusable pads. That's how we changed it, and we have very good success stories in Namakkal, in Dindikal, and even in Bangalore. We have very good. We work with 3 different NGOs to convert, get the women into the stitching unit, make them reusable pads, and sell it in the rural area, and convert many women and girls to use the rural, reusable pads. We have the success stories, and definitely we can share.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Charles, sir, you can contact him personally, sir. No issue. The time is running out. We will conclude it. And we thank everybody. And I ask Samuel Peter is there. Samuel Peter, sir. I request Samuel Peter, sir, who is the Director of Government Advocacy and Lobbying from Habitat for Humanity. Some of the NGOs may know about him, and he will talk about the way forward, how we will go about with this menstrual hygiene management in near future. So that will be the concluding session. May I ask you, sir, please?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Swami, for this opportunity. It was good to hear the presentation as well as the articulation from the floor. It was quite interesting. Many of you have more questions, and probably you can take it offline. You can contact the concerned Mr. Swami or the resource people and get more information on that. So we have come to the final part of this webinar on MHM. So I would like to reiterate on what Mr. Rajan Samuel has said. Yes, could you please, Jaya, could you please switch off mute your mic, please? Okay. So he said three important things. Can anyone tell me what it is? He said three things. Mr. Rajan Samuel. Anyone can remember that? Okay, let me tell you for this. You all must be very tired after listening to the presentation. The first one is creating awareness. As NGOs, as community-based organizations, we need to create awareness among the people that we are working. And second thing is provision of the needed things. The sanitation or any other material that are required that help in changing the behavior that we need to provide. And the third one is it's not only just provision of these material, but we need to track whether really it is impacting, is there any change in the community. So these three things are very much needed for us also as we go back, as we get back to our respective works. So we need to think these three important things, take this presentation into your mind, how I'm going to create awareness in this aspect. So when we say it's not just MHM, we need to think of the other aspects also, water and sanitation, hygiene, protection, health, education. So it's a combination of everything. So it's not just health and menstrual health management alone. We need to take care of the other aspects also. So most of the time these things are providing water or creating awareness, talking about behavior change stops as most of the time for everyone. It's a donor driven or sometimes it's a project. It's good. We are able to serve more people, but at the same time, it should be part of our work. Whatever we hear today, so we need to mainstream this in our ongoing program. That is the purpose of having this program today. One is how we can mainstream, how we can integrate these educations into our ongoing programs. Really, we need to think into that. We may be working in different, what I would say, programs, different development program, health program, whatever it is. These are all life education. These are all something very related to the life. So we need to integrate this in our ongoing programs. The second part is more like we have heard so much. We know now we are not alone. We are all connected to one network or the other. So Habitat is promoting the land advocacy network, where we bring in organization working with the marginalized communities and to get land, housing, and livelihood. This is another spectrum that we need to go, another area sector we need to really look into wash. So we are all connected. So we have resources. Each organization, we have certain specialization. We have certain, for example, I can say, talk about Mr. Yudhi Swami. So he is working in this area. He has started one unit also with self-help groups where they are producing cost-effective sanitary napkins in their project location. That is the resource that he is having. That he can teach or he can impart this education to any organization in this platform. So Habitat has got training modules, good training modules, where Sophia has produced a number of training modules. especially in the context of COVID, we have developed number of training materials that you can get from us. There are other organizations in the forum. No, now you have much resources, very high resources that you can share with others. UNICEF has got good resources, and we have resource people over there. So definitely we can make use of them. The second one is we need to really work together as organizations, as a network. We need to take this in the region that we are working, collectively share the information, share the resources, so that we are creating more impact in the communities that we are. And again, one good thing that I've captured here is when we talk about communities, the behavior change in communities. Communities gain awareness. We need to create awareness to the communities of their current wash situation or their present problem health issues. Involve them and help them not to take their own solutions. That was repeatedly told by the resource people. So our job is to create awareness and help them and give them various options so that they take the right decision for them. And also school is another important school awareness programs, another important area. We are all working in the communities. That's easy for us to get children, because why I'm saying this, adolescent children are very important sector where we can really change their behavior very easy. For elderly women, it's difficult. For school students, it's very easy to change their behavior. In turn, they will impact their own family, and their family will get this education, and there will be more awareness through this children. So that is another important entry point that we have. And finally, I would like to conclude with the four takeaways. And that is one thing, like the products. We talked about various products. So see to that these products are available. The right and the appropriate products. Varied product. Jennifer also said number of things. So many things are available. Sanitary napkins. So many options. So show these products to the community. Take it to them. Create this awareness about this product. The second one is price. We talked in length. So it should be affordable. The poor people should be accessible to these resources. Okay. And third one is the place. See to that the supply chain. It is reaching the nutrient corner of our country. So that is a great advantage of working with network, working together. So I'm not able to reach, Habitat may not be able to reach the northern corner of our country, the remote places, whereas we have a partnership presence. So please ensure that supply chain or the product is reaching to the lost mile, the unreached people. So the third one is the place. And promotion. So the promotion comes with awareness, where the need is felt by the people. So the intervention that we are making is really making impact in the communities that we are working. So I would like to stress on these 4 points: products, then the price, affordable price, the place we need to reach the unreached people, and promotion, create that demand in the community that we are working, and work collectively so that we can create more impact. Again, one more suggestion is, as referred by Sophia, you can see these resources. This is available in this platform. Whom to contact, where to get these resources. This is being shared. So same way, we can also share our resources with other people in the network that we are doing. So that would be the best way to start with, and to enlarge, create a bigger platform for discussing these issues in our perspective. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I really thank you, Habitat for Humanity Director MD, sir, the Rajan Samuel. And followed to that, Sophia Joseph always is, she's a very good trainer. You have seen that presentation. She's a participating trainer too. So though she is very busy, and she committed to take this BCC session to us. I really thank to Sophia. and the Rajan Samuel sir, and also the Jennifer UNICEF national consultant, and she was when I saw her Axilium College presentation, I thought in mind that we would like to invite her to do the menstrual hygiene management project like that. So that's a good initiative. I started with Jennifer, and it was good. She had a lot of experience, and she shared so wide experience of her experience working with other states and around. And I thank the Samuel Peter, who is hand in hand with me in all the time. The Habitat and IRLP, we are always hand in hand with both the organizations. So I thank the Samuel sir for inviting for the Samuel sir and Sophia ma'am to participate in this webinar. So this we look forward, way forward. What we do, as Samuel sir suggested, we are going to implement a project in the tribal communities. As soon as soon the webinar over, we will have the meeting with the strategists how to work and all. So if any NGOs are interested working with the tribal communities, specifically with menstrual hygiene management, you please contact me, and we will have a meeting in 2 to 3 today by 2 to 3 p.m. So we will work out with the Sam Sophia's advice and Jennifer's take-home messages into put on action. So we will plan for the way forward session by afternoon 2 to 3 p.m. So those NGOs who are interested, please kindly contact me in private message. Thank you so much, Sophia and Sansa and Jennifer, being with us for the whole half a day. Thank you so much. And also lastly, the beneficiaries are the NGOs. All the time when I put some webinars, they're actively participating in all the session. So, and also the Karur, Mr. Karthik, and also he also shared his own success stories in this, addition to the reusable pads and all. So it's good from the participants showing the interest will encourage us to program something innovatively to benefiting to the NGOs. I thank you to all the NGOs who are participating in the program. Thank you so much, and thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
On behalf of all the participants and Habitat, we thank you, Dr. Edu Swamiji, that you have taken this topic as the webinar topic, inviting us, taking a lot of, I understand you were very excited for this webinar, and it's really a lot of, hard work you need to take to coordinate with everybody, calling them, and then making it possible. Thank you very much from bottom of our heart. Thank you everybody for active listening, participation. Have a very good day. Be safe and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So much. Thank you.
And thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Dada.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for everyone. Thank you to all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Like that. Thank you, sir. Thank you.